Mike Grumbles here, Relocation Engineer. This is the exterior of a Ford Custom Classic home, the Autumn model. You're going to recognize it when you see it because it's got like 3 front doors. 2 of those access the kitchen and 1 accesses the foyer. But a nice huge front porch here to greet your clients as they come in, and just make it a very welcoming situation for family and friends. Coming into the house here, in the foyer area, they've got a nice formal sitting area where you can meet and greet family and friends. You'll notice just electrical outlets, they're all on the bottom. That means they're going to come out in the baseboard. It's going to be a great look. Up high here, we've got this archway, which is going to be really nice accent feature. As we move into the great room now, though, in the great room, we've got a central fireplace here. That's going to be an awesome looking fireplace. But you will notice there is no chimney here. So this is just a gas log fireplace, not a traditional wood burning, and it's probably just a direct vent out the back. Then we've got these nice windows, probably space for some big built-in book cabinets or something below those. They'll look great. Panning around, you'll just see there's just a couple electrical outlets punched out in the insulation, some electrical switches, and that nice wall of windows. Moving over to the staircase. The staircase is going to be an integral part of this living space and the dining room and living room. But behind that, you'll notice there's 2 white boxes. That's your smart boxes. And the orange tube is a chase that's already pre-installed going up to the attic for future expansion into those smart boxes. So those are huge boxes, and then you can see they've already got a lot of the alarm system, Cat 5, and the cable run around for the house. Panning to the left, this is now the back wall of the pantry, but you can see in there there's a red PEX pipe. That's going to be a hot water supply line. Make sure you don't put anything through that wall and actually puncture that. And also you've got the HVAC, the condensate lines, and the copper pipe to fill up your HVAC, keep it with Freon, and you do not want to get a hole in any of those. So make sure you are careful with hanging on that wall. Moving over this way into the kitchen now, you notice we've got these 2 big doors accessing the kitchen like I talked about outside. On the right over here, you're going to have your refrigerator, so you've got the cold water line there. If I pan this way and we look down into the pantry, just want to point out there's a pressure regulating valve, and that's your whole house water supply cut off back there. If you have low pressure, get a plumber out here. He can tune that pressure regulator valve. If you have a plumbing leak, get in there in the back of your pantry and shut the water off to your whole house. Moving around this way, we can see that the island is going to have a sink in it. There's your hot and cold and a drain line in the floor. Over on that far wall, double oven, so you can see the 220 run for that. And you've got counter height switches and plugs, so everything moves up a little bit when we're in the kitchen. They do have this house set up for vent, so you can see the vent in the ceiling. That's going to be to vent out the fumes from the probably gas stove. Yep, gas stove. There's the gas line in the floor there, that black stub. And yeah, sure enough, this is going to run out and supply your exhaust fumes out the left side of your house when you're looking at it from the street. I hope you like this tour. We're giving you, as the relocation engineer, just walking through this house because it's in pre-drywall. We've got a client that's got an offer on this property, so we thought we'd take this opportunity to give you a tour, showcase what we do when we help a new client buy a house. So now we're walking down the hall, and you can see this is the actual front of those smart panels I was telling you about. They're in a closet. And then we go into the powder room, and in the powder room you just got your toilet, the supply for the toilet, hot and water and cold water supply, and the drain there. And when we look back this way, you'll notice there's another hot and cold supply going to feed the upstairs rooms. So that's in that closet, as well as a drain from the upstairs, probably from the bathtubs and all that coming down. So you do have that right across from the toilet. Make sure you keep a note of that if you're ever going to do any remodeling and stuff with this part of the property. Now let's take a tour and go into, this is the kind of the mud room, because we're coming in from the garage right there. What do we have here? We got the thermostat's going to be on the wall right here. Keypad for the alarm system's on the wall right there with the yellow and red cables. And then now we're into the laundry room. In the laundry room, obviously you've got 220 for your dryer. This is the dryer vent. You'll notice the dryer vent's going up and out, so you won't see it on the first floor. You'll see it about midway, first to second floor, shooting out on the left side of your house. Then we have the hot and water and cold water supply and drain for your washing machine, and those are both coming from the crawl space underneath. There is a closet in this laundry room. The laundry room is nice and spacious, big enough to even have its own closet. There's a panel in the back of there. That's your main electrical panel. We'll see that again in the garage because this is just the back of it. But I did want to point out you have a gas line right there, and that gas line supplying your water heater, which is also in the garage. So let's step into the garage for just a moment. I'll give you a brief tour of the garage. Not much in here, just your electrical outlets on the walls. But there's your electrical panel. You can see a lot of the wires going down, some of them going up and running overhead. This would be the location of the water tank. Hot and cold supply coming out from here, and all the connections so it can have electricity there on the wall. Electrical outlets. One thing to point out here, you do have the gas line being fed into here. That's what this black pipe is here that runs up overhead and is actually the one that we saw in the back of that closet in the laundry room. You also have, this is the main access point for most everything entering your house. So these are the main power line feeds coming into the house, as well as the cable TV line being fed into the house as well at this point. Nice tall garage ceiling, so you could put plenty of storage above this. And that wall over there is the owner's suite, so not much going on over there. Although you do have some ventilation. That's those pipes, white pipes going up. They're ventilating the plumbing in the owner's suite. So let's take a walk down through the owner's suite. Get back into the house here, up these few steps from the garage. There's your beautiful side porch. And now we're in the master suite, the owner's suite. In here we do have this point out here, the black box. That's going to be TV and low voltage. Then you just got regular outlets around the wall as per code. And a couple of windows here. Not much else going on. It does have a nice tray ceiling feature that they put in here. And it looks like to be wired and stuff for a ceiling fan in there, as well as two reading lights, which are these switches here, where you can have a reading lights on in the bed. Air return right there to your left before you go into the owner's bath. There is the hot and cold for the left side sink of this double vanity. This thing on the floor, that's going to be an air duct, so it's going to duct out the front of the vanity. There's the other sink, light switches, as typical in a bathroom. And then coming from the back, you've got the owner's closet, a water closet with nothing more than a toilet and the water supply line. And you come in, you've got the bathtub. Show you they're getting the water supply is from beneath. And then you also now have the shower, which is going to probably be a completely tiled shower, drain, the water supply lines, the diverter, and up to the shower head. There's also a vent in the shower itself. That vents out on the right hand side of the house. That's that white tube you can see up there. I will go back and just point out there's also a vent over the water closet. That's that white tube, and it's vented out on the right side of the house when you're facing the front. Let's go back. Let's head upstairs real quick, and I'll show you a quick tour of upstairs. All right, we're just going to head upstairs, but I thought I'd point this out in the ceiling. You've got a lot of bathrooms upstairs on this autumn floor plan. There's all your water piping. So if you see a dot or a drop of water on your ceiling, you can see you've got several different water supply lines in the ceiling, and also water drain lines in the ceiling from the bathtubs, toilets, and showers. Heading up the stairs, not much to point out here as we're cautious on these construction steps. But at the top, you will notice that same HVAC supply line that we pointed out in the pantry feeds right through this wall. Make sure you don't puncture any of those. There's a closet to the left here at the top, and in the left corner of this closet, that's the back of your front tub in here, and you can see the hot and cold supply lines, the diverter, and going up to the shower head. So now let's pan back out, go into the bonus room. Nothing going on here really except down low, about a foot off the floor. All the way around you will have your electrical outlets. On this wall you're going to have TV outlets, and that's a double TV outlet. It supplies the front right bedroom as well as this room. So there's a double run here of wires for that. They are running from the attic and down to here. If I pan back to the left, this wall between your entrance doorway and the hall doorway is quite full of stuff going on here. You've got the hot and cold supply lines for a double sink again, also two drains and a vent going into that wall. If we enter that bathroom, you can see actually that location, all that stuff going on there. And if we enter there, the rest of the stuff going on is you just got a toilet with this water supply line, and that backs up to the other bath. Built pretty economically and affordably, where all the plumbing is really close and convenient. I will point out that there is a vent. There's actually two in view here. The white vents, the 4-inch white tubing. That's vents. This front one is going to go out on the right side of the house facing the front, and then the rear one is your secondary hall bath up here, also going on the right next to each other. So you know if you have a problem, the front one, the one closest to the front of the house, is for this front toilet. The rear one is for that back bathroom in the back hallway. Now if we go across the hall into this big walk-in closet and a big size bedroom, there's not much going on here. Just your HVAC ducting in the ceiling and the electrical outlets all along the walls. That's about the only thing going on in here, except, as I mentioned before, the TV outlet that backs into your bonus room. Up in the ceiling, you will notice that's the HVAC, so the furnace is up there as well as the rest of the air handler, and it is vented. You can see that galvanized like 8-inch diameter tubing heading out. That's going to be exhausting the spent gas fumes from your HVAC. So if you ever need to get anybody up there, you know what this all looks like long before it was ever drywalled. Back in the hallway, there is a pull-down attic access. That's what this hole is going to be for. So you'll fill that in with a pull-down stairs. If you notice, I'm pointing out some of these red boxes. They've been painted red. Those are smoke detector boxes, which is nice. In this front bedroom, it's another walk-in closet. The back of the closet has access into the alcove there under the roof, so you can have a little bit of hidden storage with that. Again, these two white vents, those were the bathroom vents that I pointed out before, going out on the side. Wired for ceiling fan, and just the ductwork's coming in, another smoke detector in the ceiling. This is the hall closet, probably going to be used as a linen closet to supply these two bathrooms since they're both close proximity to here. Nothing else going on in the hall, just an electrical outlet on the wall. But here on the left, there is a water chase. So you've got the supply lines coming up from the bottom, feeding this diverter, and also the shower head. So make sure on that wall, probably about 1.5 feet past that door frame, you've got water in that wall there, being as a supply line. This is that second hall room bath. It's just a single sink. So there's the sink, drain. That's going to be the toilet. Then your tub and shower unit is right there. Again, that's the vent that I pointed out earlier for the exhaust vent. The venting has all been done. This room's already been insulated, so you can't really see the vents, but you can see the drops for the vents. You've got another full wall closet with 2 separate doors and access to the alcove again in the back of that for a little private storage in the back of the closet. And this could be used, it's great, another third upstairs bedroom or as a home office or home study tucked away in the back of the house here. We have completely walked through this Ford Custom Classic home here in West Haven. It's the Autumn model. You can get this, I know you can get it in West Haven. You can probably also get it in Berry Farms. If you'd like to know more about how to get great customer service with a new home builder and you want real estate representation, call Mike Grumbles and the Grumbles team, the relocation engineer for Franklin, Exit Realty of the South, 615-587-5843. We'd love to help you, and we just know that moving to Franklin is the right thing for you. Thanks.